Welcome to Insight International Education News and Insights by Canam, your go-to guide for smarter study abroad decisions. Canada just released its Q1 2025 immigration data, and there's a lot to unpack. Out of 8.34 lakh temporary resident applications approved this year, India alone accounts for 45.8%. That's over 3.8 lakh permits. This significant figure underscores India's leading role in Canada's international education and work sectors. But here's the kicker. Weeks before these numbers became official, Mr. Anuraj Sandhu, RCIC, had already decoded this trend at the Canadian Education Conclave held on 22nd February, calling out the myths and explaining why the new permit cap isn't a step back, it's a reset towards quality, sustainability and opportunity. India, at the centre of Canada's 2025 immigration boom. Total temporary resident applications, January 2025, 834,010 approved, and India's share stands at 45.8% or 382,055 permits. This includes study permits, work permits, visitor visas. India continues to dominate as the top source country for international talent in Canada. Study permit breakdown. What you should know as per IRCC's finalised cap for 2025. Total study permits, 437,000. But here's what Mr. Sandhu pointed out. Perspective matters. While comparing current year this with Canada's golden years, 2017, 270,000 study permits, 2018, 355,000, 2019, 400,000, pre-COVID high. So yes, 437,000 is still a substantial number, higher than pre-COVID years, and clearly not a decline in opportunity. What Mr. Anuraj Sandhu, RCIC, wants you to understand. People are reacting based on short-term trends from 2022-2024, which were outliers. The real comparison should be with the solid growth years from 2013-2019. By that logic, Canada is still wide open for quality students. Key takeaways from his expert view. Canada isn't closing doors. It's filtering for a better fit. Caps aren't barriers. They're tools to manage integrity and infrastructure. A regulated Canadian immigration consultant is officially in a better position to help students make smarter program choices aligned with long-term success.
See, when you look at the numbers, suddenly you get this news that it was like a few months back, it was like every week news, something is coming in, change in policy, change in numbers, change in caps, and everything was interpreted in a way which was negative because it was conveyed in a negative way. So when they say that the study permits are now reduced to 437,000, is that what they're aiming for in 2025? And maybe similar as we move forward. I think, in the beginning of the conversation, I think before we went online, we were discussing about something that how the students and the current students who are coming of age now, who are 18 and 21, they don't know any better but the post-COVID era, that post-COVID era of technology and online presence and other things. Similarly, I think that a lot of the news which is carried is based on figures which were probably comparison to very recent past, that is a 23 or a 24. And to me and to all of us at Canam, I've always felt that if we make any comparison to the year 23 and 24, it probably is an aberration in terms of assessment or analysis, because no analyst would say that, hey, that the country and the option for Canada has come down because the caps have come down. The reasons could be elsewhere, but not purely the cap numbers. So if it's 437 right now, 437,000 right now, let's go back to, we've always considered the golden era at Canam. We used to think for Canada. I mean, it's for the whole global market. The real golden phase was those 2012 or 13 going all the way till COVID in 2020. And so up to 2019, those are the golden years when Canada was growing and it became the top choice from South Asia, and it even beat the US numbers and the UK numbers, and it stayed like that for a few years. And Hopefully, we'll get back to those numbers again in the future. But when I look at that phase, it's important to see that what the golden phase was. I mean, to say that to call 437,000 study permits as a reduced number, let's look at those numbers. And I'm not sure if the numbers are absolutely correct, but this is what I Googled uh, just yesterday. And the figures were that in 2017, the number of study permits issued was 270,000. Those are the golden years, okay? I'm talking the golden years, 270,000. In 2018, there were 355,000 study permits issued. And in 2019, just before COVID hit, it was a little over 400,000. So when you look at the golden phase of education Canada or the destination Canada, then the current cap is actually good enough. I don't need anything more than that in terms of a cap. So that negativity about the news being carried by various even some social media influencers who probably are not fully knowledgeable on what the industry was like in the last 10, 15 years, all they're saying that Canada has come down. Canada is reducing its numbers. They don't want any more students. That's not true. They're just refining the processes. They are changing policies to bring in the right kind of students.
The bigger picture. Why this is good news. Increased transparency. Canada is clearly defining program-level eligibility and work pathways. Better infrastructure alignment, reduces housing and employment mismatches, support for genuine students, focused efforts on career-linked education and PGWP options, opportunities in key sectors, STEM, healthcare, AI, climate tech, skilled trades. How Canam can help you navigate 2025 intakes. With the trust of 5 million plus students, Canam is more than a consultancy. We are RCIC-backed advisors. Here's what you get: guidance to pick IRCC-approved, PGWP-eligible programs. End-to-end application and visa filing with accuracy. Real-time updates and strategy from licensed experts. Personalized career planning, not guesswork. The narrative is shifting, and India is leading. This isn't a decline. It's a doorway for those who are prepared. Ready to apply for September or January intake in Canada. Need clarity on PGWP eligible DLIs and programs? Let Canam's experts help you make the right call, now more than ever. Visit your nearest Canam branch or connect online at www.canamgroup.com. Like, share, and subscribe to Incited by Canam, where every study abroad decision starts with facts, not fear.